Hello YouTube and welcome back to the BLS podcast. I'm your host Jordan and I am joined today with Sam, Lewis and for the first time, Steve.
Hello. Hello, fellow
Hello.
simmers.
You join us
Yeah.
again after another year and we're looking at the 2023 look back. We did this last year. It was only 2 episodes ago we done this on the podcast. 2 hours that took. We're not going to be there that long this time. No chance.
No. And you've sort of you've sort of done it a little bit differently this time as well, haven't you, Jordan? We're not doing necessarily date order. We're just talking
No,
about
I'm just going to go through sort of general chat.
Talk about, last year, which I think it had its up and its downs because we got some really good stuff out, but then equally we actually lost a lot of content we were supposed to release during last year.
Yeah, which we can come on to later on.
Yeah, we'll come on to that.
So, well, let's not beat about the bush. Let's get started. So, first image we've got the original Elam Valley beta release.
Yes. This was so this would have been the 1st of January 2023, wouldn't it?
Yep, it was.
The first release of the year.
Yep.
Which it proved quite popular, I think, didn't it, Jordan? Because this was our first. We've never done this before. We wanted to do a Discord exclusive route to try and obviously just bring an audience to our Discord server. So, when you guys join the Discord server, you get sort of an exclusive look at a work in progress product, in a sense, isn't it? And that was what we were going for with it.
Yeah, and it sort of, as you said, it did prove quite successful, as it were. We did gain quite a few new members in the Discord server. And obviously this year, 24, we've done it again. We've released the next version of it, or the latest.
It wasn't going to be by any means anywhere near finished, and there weren't going to be big gaps in scenery. But, it's nice for players to have something to kind of get a feel of the route and how to drive it before the actual finalised route comes out.
Which is still going to be a long way off. I'm nowhere near done with it yet.
Not many developers do this. Not many developers release routes in their beta stages, I've noticed. So it's something different that we wanted to bring to the table, isn't it?
Yeah. So we'll quickly shift off from that, because it's just that was just a quick thing. We done the first, I say the first vlog, it was the first proper vlog, as it were.
The first rediscovering line vlog, where we rediscover lost railways.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is something that really interests Lewis, isn't it, Lewis?
Yeah, I've just got to actually be invited to one.
Yeah, it was actually Lewis's idea originally to start doing abandoned railway vlogs and videos, wasn't it, Lewis?
Yeah, and I've yet to appear in one, ironically.
Yeah, you're yet to appear in one.
Because I live so far away from you lot.
Yeah.
Hey, and me.
Yeah, exactly.
It's because you're all up to north.
Yeah.
Ironically, there's more railways up here that are abandoned.
Yeah, so this was me and Jordan doing the Lost Lines of Haverhill, which is obviously where I'm based, where I live. And so we started off doing the Star Valley section from Haverhill North to Sturmer. Then we sort of explored around the Con Valley Railway, which was from sort of Haverhill, the former site of Haverhill South Station, up towards Birdbrook and Whitley. And then after this, I think we'll get to that. There's another vlog that we actually did, isn't there?
Yeah, we'll be coming on to that.
But we'll be coming on to that. So this vlog was the Star Valley to Sturmer section, up towards Con Valley to Birdbrook. And we actually saw a lot of interesting things, didn't we, Jordan? A lot of old bridges and old bits of like platforms and things. And
yeah. Oh yeah, we did. We come across quite a few bits and pieces along the way.
I think it's exciting, to be honest, because I know that some people could sit there and think, "Oh, you're mad to do all this," to climb through all these bushes and trees and to to walk many miles along what is virtually nothing anymore. But, you know, you never know what you find along these sections of lines, these old sections of lines. I mean, we found random railway sleepers and stuff just piled up in places, haven't we?
Yep, and
Which
plate
probably no
layers
one knows
heights.
about. Yeah.
It's also really good from the point of view of having a look at what would have been seen by people obviously far older than yourselves, you know, in the days when the railway was running. And crikey, look what you can see from here. You know, you don't get that anymore, and that's a sad lot.
Well, as we was walking on the bird
Very
book
sad.
section, it was all the embankments and cuttings that we went along. As I pointed out to Beeman, it was all cut out by hand, pickaxes and shovels. There's no
diggers.
No,
Yeah.
there's no heavy engineering equipment back then.
Yeah,
And
it's all
you can just take the appreciation of how deep the cuttings are and how tall the embankments are and how they've just built them out of nothing. So next,
Will bear me out on that. It's looking when you look at some of the looking at some of the viaducts and the tunnels and stuff on the disused railway we got up north here. You know, you look at these magnificent structures and you think, crikey me, you know. But anyway, yes, onwards and upwards.
Onwards. Something we haven't really been doing much now is trains.
Oh, yeah. Do you know, I actually forgot I released this in 2023. Yeah, so this is the Ultimate 25 Free Sounds Advanced 2, isn't it? Which is basically a new version of my 25 sounds, which I just felt that I wanted to make a new set because my old advanced sounds were getting a little bit, well, repetitive, and to be honest, I was getting quite bored of them, so I wanted to make some new ones out of some new recordings I got. So I did it, and it's a much better and much improved sound set. So anyone who does do trains and is interested in having new sounds for some of the UK content, I do highly recommend it because it improves it. Let's put it that way. It improves it massively. Yeah, I enjoyed making that.
Fair enough. I say, not my cup of tea is trains, but there's people out there that do enjoy it. So, next on the list is the it's the next vlog that we done.
Oh,
sort of day trip to Spa Valley.
Yeah. This was good, actually. I enjoyed this.
Well, we was potentially looking at doing it this year.
Yeah.
Whether that's going to happen or not, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really thought any more on that. Obviously, the issue being is the stuff that's coming up in March. You know, I've got stuff that I'm going to end up doing in March.
But it was a good day out. Apart from the ending where the timetable completely went to pot. And
Which was a mixed traction gala, wasn't it, that we went to?
well, it started off as a I think it was meant to be a diesel gala at first.
Yeah.
Then it turned into a mixed traction gala. It just turned into a farce of everything.
Yeah, hang on, no. It started off as a steam gala.
Was it steam? No, I thought it was diesel.
I believe it was steam, and then they had a load of diesels come. And it was
well.
You know what? We'll just make a mixed traction gala. Then they had a load of Tampers come in. And
well, they had a Tamper and a ballast blaster, I think.
Yeah, something like that. But it was interesting to see those because that's quite a rare sight for Heritage Railway to see Tampers actually running, which was quite a unique experience. And I know that the actual video itself, a lot of people actually really like that vlog. I think it's because obviously it was edited in good time, so you know it was quite fresh when it came out, wasn't it? The event. And
yeah.
Also, because we actually had trains in it. You know, it's not like the Rediscovering Lost Lines where we didn't have any trains in it at all. We actually had trains in it. You know.
And I think it's something we're looking at doing again, really, isn't it? Like not just the Spa Valley gala again. I mean, like just going out on day trips to train spot.
Yeah. Well, we got a couple of requests asking us to do some train spotting videos, so it's something that we want to look at in the future, isn't it?
It's on the cards.
Yeah.
Sounds like a trip up north required. Hey,
Definitely.
Lewis.
Indeed. I know a place.
I know a few.
Well, yeah, because you've got a good station up near where you live, haven't you, Lewis?
Well, it's been described as a gold mine, so what does that say?
Yeah.
Well, there we are then. Yeah.
Better than what I have down this way.
Yeah, that could be a worth a look into at some stage.
Definitely. When I'm free.
Yes. When. Right.
So, going back to what we said about the rediscovering lost lines of Haverhill, Steve, and you saying about going along these lines, seeing what it could have been.
Yeah.
Well, here you are. This is
Oh, yeah,
Beeman's review of... what's the chap's name? I keep forgetting.
This is Philip Baker's Star Valley Railway in the 50s route,
Yeah, there you are.
which I just absolutely love it. It's fantastic, and I've still got to do some more videos on it. I do apologise, Philip, if you are watching this. I know that I was going to do a couple of videos on it, and I only did one in the end. But that's because I just could not afford the requirements at the time, because I had a load of milk bottles, and I wanted to put your route in a good light. So that's why I kind of cut back and didn't show the rest of the line, because I had a lot of milk bottles. But I will do some more video showcases views of this route. It's something that me and Philip personally have been working on together. I've been sort of helping out with sort of reference material, which kind of links to our vlogs, doesn't it, Jordan, with walking down the Lost Railway?
Yeah, so it was good to see this route and then compare it to what we saw in real life, as it were.
Yeah, and take the photographs and the videos for Philip to then sort of get reference of, and then use it for his route building project, which is what he's been doing. And I just love what he's done to it. It's surreal, because it's looking at something that is long gone in a simulator format, and you're seeing the visuals of something that is dead and is never going to be there again. You're seeing these old station buildings and stuff, like Haverhill, which is my hometown, looking at the station and just flying around it in TS. It was really bizarre, but really exciting as well, because it's like, wow, this is what it used to look like. I'm looking at it, you know, and the work he's done in making all the buildings, like all the custom assets, is just phenomenal. It just really is a gorgeous looking route.
It's not just a route, really. It's a network.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it's massive, and when it's finished, it's going to be huge, like massive. So it's going to be an exciting thing, and it when he's finished it. So we'll have to see about that one, but he said he might be able, he might let us host it.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
That'd be good if we can.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, because it will links to our journeys, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And it's all very much linked to what we do.
Be nice to recreate
Yeah.
another video showing it, switching back and to between the train sim route and the actual sort of area. Look, this is what it looks like now. This is what it did look like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a good one to do.
Yeah.
That'd be an interesting vid. Yeah.
That'll sort of be a couple of days of filming, really, to do that.
Yeah, well,
I
we'd have to rewalk the line, wouldn't we, and get some more videos and stuff,
get some proper
more angles.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
well, another one to add to the list to do. Next up, we hit 750 subscribers this year. But that's not the only milestone we hit.
No. So we did actually hit some good milestones this year. Well,
Yeah.
I'd say this year, last year. It's now this year. It's 2024, so 2023. But yeah, so 750 subscribers. I remember, I think we got to around about 600 subscribers, and I put a post out saying that if we reach 750 subscribers, I'll do a special exclusive content preview of BLS. So basically a sneak peek preview of upcoming content. And obviously I chose the North York Moors because I wanted to give our subscribers something special after giving us this milestone, because, you know, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be where we are right now.
No, exactly.
So, you know, as a thank you, I had to give them something special. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to show all of the reskins that are going to come with the route, and what you're going to get with the pack. And I showed obviously all the locos and the rolling stock. And yeah, that was what I did for the celebration of 750.
And then he says to me, "Oh, it's going to be a long time before we hit 1,000."
Yeah, I didn't honestly. I thought that, to be honest, the rest of the year, I didn't think that we'll end up hitting it, but we ended up doing that.
So, next on our list, another vlog.
That's funny enough. I was speaking about that earlier, wasn't I? I was
Yeah.
about to say. So this was the Haverhill Linton section of the Store Valley line, which is what we sort of partly explored in the first Rediscovering Lines vlog, obviously before heading over to Con Valley. So this was the Haverhill Linton section, where I think, how many miles did we walk on this one? I think it was about 12 miles, wasn't it?
No, I don't think it was that far. I think it was 7.
You reckon 7 miles?
I think it was it was somewhere between 7 and 8. I think.
Okay, yeah, so something like that. So 7-8 miles from Linton down to Haverhill, via Bartlow, and was it Bartlow? And then was there another station? That was
No, it was just Bartlow.
Yeah, via Bartlow. And I was excited to do this route. I wanted to walk this because I knew that apparently there was going to be a lot of remains along this section, because I remember hearing ages ago a lot of people were like saying there's quite a lot of remains left between Linton and Haverhill, and there wasn't there? There was quite a lot there. We saw line-side sheds, we saw railway sleepers, we saw fencing, didn't we? We saw bridges, bridges that even like we didn't even expect. Like they were just hidden in trees.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh my god, there's a bridge, weren't it?
Yeah, ones we didn't even see on the maps.
Yeah, it was full of secrets, and I loved it. And to be honest, I wish that vlog got more views than what it actually did, because this one, to be honest, was quite underrated out of all of the vlogs that we've done. And I think it's a shame.
Let me just pop up the view count at the moment. Yeah, so it's on 233 at the moment.
Yeah,
view count.
Which is not a great amount considering.
Not compared to the others, as it were. So like the first one, it's up to 850, and Spa Valley's nearly hitting 700. So compare it to those, it'd say it didn't really catch, as it were.
Yeah, I think it's a shame, because also we got donated some footage by somebody at the end of the vlog of Haverhill Station in the 80s, which is a very, very rare bit of footage. And obviously, if anyone's watching this, I do recommend going to watch that vlog, because there is a lot of interesting stuff in that vlog. And at the end, you get a nice archive reel of Haverhill in the 80s, which is something that not many people have. So, I can't remember who donated the footage now, but it's in the video. I know I credited him in the video, and I was so grateful for him. So thank you ever so much for donating that footage to us, because it's just a great bit of footage, and it's just great to have it. Yeah.
Next on the list of things to talk about, UKTS.
Yeah, I think we can all agree here that this was probably the biggest change and biggest thing that happened last year, was UK Train Sim campaign and sort of getting the rights to some of the UK Train Sim content to be put on the BLS website.
It was a thing that was like rumoured and talked about for a long time that UKTS was going to shut,
Yeah.
and it was 2023 when Matt Pedalston finally said yes, it's going to shut in August.
Yeah, it's very sad. It is incredibly sad, and I wanted to do something about that because I said to you guys, didn't I? I said, guys, I think we need to do something about this. We need to see if we can, offer support to the developers who have put time and effort into that work to be put up on UK Train Sim, and to try and save some of it. And just, if anyone's interested, then they can have their stuff hosted and kept archived, so future generations still use that content. And luckily, we did actually get quite a big portion of it, didn't we, from TS Classic?
Yeah, we got a fair amount.
Yeah, which I would say that putting out this post saying save UK Train Sim content, it did a good job. And I know that other developers got involved with this as well. Steam Sound Supreme and Golden Age Developments actually helped out with this as well, and said, offered their sites to any developers as well. I know that I think GAD actually got a couple of KTS freeware packs up on their website, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Which was very good of them. And obviously Steam Sound Supreme offered their support as well. So it was great. It was a great thing to put up. Great to see other third-party developers sort of band together to try and save as much as we could of some of this important content and assets, because it is important. It is important to preserve this stuff, I think, because some freeware routes even use some of that content on UKTS.
It's not just freeware routes. I think there's a lot of people out there who've made their own little routes, just experimenting with it and what have you. And even if they're never going to release it, that pool of stuff there to dip into. I want this particular asset on my station or whatever. And it was such a great shame. Okay, I know some of the stuff was getting out of date, but to lose it like that was terrible shame.
Yeah. And unfortunately, it's dead now. I've had a look on the site, and it's gone now. It's gone now.
Yeah, because didn't it stay up
So it stayed up until about mid-November, but that's when the server. So basically, Matt, in a sense, stopped paying for the server, as far as I can tell, in August. That's when he said that's it, it's done. But the server obviously stayed up until someone else took on that server/domain.
Yeah. So it took a good few months to actually fully close down.
Yeah.
Which everyone was like, oh, is it staying up? Because I know a lot of people wanted it to stay up, and I was hoping it would stay up, but...
I know a lot of people did email us saying, are you going to save this? Are you going to save that? And the answer to it would have been, we'd love to, but we need the original content creators' permission first. Yeah. And that was always the saying answer we'd have to give to everyone. So we couldn't just take someone's stuff off UKTS and
that was the really difficult part, with trying to get permissions and and people to contact us to host some of this content, because there's a lot of people that made some of this content are not even in the TS community anymore, and you can't really contact them in any way, shape or form. And that's one of the big issues with hosting it, isn't it? We couldn't save everything. There was no way to save everything, was there?
No, not without getting in contact with multiple people.
Yeah. I mean, we still do have some bits, and we are still looking out there. So if anyone is still interested in us hosting any of your UKTS stuff that you did used to, have on UKTS, then fine, we will do that if you want us to. We have still got some bits, but obviously a majority of the stuff we've now actually put out there now, haven't we? We're starting to get to the point where we're running out of UKTS stuff now, and that will be it, But obviously, if there is anyone else out there who still is looking for a safe haven for their content that was on UKTS, contact us, Send us a message on Facebook or email us, and we'll sort something out, Obviously, if we don't get the permissions, we can't put it up there, though, can we, Jordan? This is
no. So there's in the nicest sort of way, please don't email us or message us saying, can you save this bit of content if you're not the original creator?
Yeah.
Because the straight answer will be, no, we can't without such and such permission.
I think we had about 3 or 4 people come up to us about that, saying, "Can
We
you
had
save
a
this?"
few
Can you
more
save
than
it?"
that,
Yeah.
few more than 3 or 4, quite a
Yeah.
lot. But
Yeah.
moving on from UKTS, I'm sure we'll touch back on it later. Another Trains
More
sound
trains.
patch.
Yeah, you know, I'm so glad that you put these in this this look back, because I actually completely forgotten about these. You know, and that's interesting. So yeah, the 47.5 sounds, which is actually a 47.4, isn't it, Lewis?
Yes, there's no such thing as a 47/5.
Yeah, so I got this wrong. I titled it wrong. It's actually a /4, because a /4, it's weird. It's like one of those subclasses that have multiple.
It's
digits.
like how for example, 37884 is a /7. You know.
Yeah, it's one of those. So a /4 goes from like 47.4, 47.5, and 47.6, and then after that it goes to 7, doesn't it? It's a very
Something like that.
weird. It's a very weird subclass of 47.4. But yeah, this was recorded from I believe it was Jimmy Milne. It was yeah, I believe it was Jimmy Milne that that was the 47 used. It was either that or James Nightoll GC. I can't remember which one it was. It was one of those two. But yeah, I used the sounds recordings I've got of those to sort of splice together and make into Trains, which I just it's great. I wanted to improve the 47 sounds for a long time in Trains, and I mean we did do a 47/3 sound, didn't we, Ludge? That was
Yes.
your sort of
Yes.
sort of, we both did it together, didn't we? We sort of worked together on that.
Yeah.
And that's all very well and good, but this is for the
/4.
well, it's for the this one's for /4. The ones that we did were for the /3s, 2s, 1s, 0s, wasn't it? You know, it was the lower class, the first 47. So they are slightly different, you know, because the 47.4s were ETH fitted, so therefore they had faster idles than the lower subclasses. So you've got to always take that into account when making sounds for locos. Is always take into account that certain subclasses could sound slightly different to other subclass variations of a particular loco. And I think it's always important to get those bits right when you're doing sound development. But yeah, so I enjoyed doing that, and it was good to get a ETH 47 sound done. Brains.
Another Trains.
The 31.
These two got released on the same day, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I gave it a double whammy on this. I was like, yeah, these two locos are very popular because obviously they are some of the most successful designs of British Railways diesel locomotives. Obviously, you've got 31s, 37s, and 47s are the main ones that people think of and think, yeah, they're the most successful designs of diesels.
Poor
which-
20.
The Class 20 was the most successful Type 1 design, but the main ones that people think of when they think British Railways diesel is usually the 31, 37, and 47. They are the main three that pops into the head of people. And the 31, again, although the train sound of the 31 is actually okay, and I actually really quite like Rumour Free's sound. Is it Rumour Free who did the original sound set for the 31 in Trains? I think it was.
I could
His
probably
sounds,
find out.
well, his sounds were actually pretty good, and that's why I left this quite late. I didn't do the 31 till much later on, within like sound editing for Trains that I've done, because I wanted to get the stuff out that sounded a bit dated. I wanted to get updates for those before moving on to stuff that did actually sound quite good.
It was not Rumour, it was Tommy Lommy.
Tommy Lommy, yeah, he did a good sound set of 31. So but I wanted to do one anyway, just to kind of, you know, get it to the sort of standards of the other sound sets that I've done. So the 31, even though in my eyes wasn't that important for me to do, I did it because I wanted it. I wanted to do all the successful BR diesel designs, and I've pretty much done that now. So yeah.
Next up, so I've not included all the pictures because there was quite a few of them, but it's basically Jake's support coach packs in general, all the packs.
Yeah, so this is what's on screen here. This is the 5305
That's it.
support coaches, which are the is it 45305, which is Alderman A.E. Draper, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, the Black Father
That one.
GCR.
GCR one, yeah. So, an interesting story about these coaches is originally when they were released, we did actually release a patch/update for these coaches later on in the year of 2023. When they were first released, they came with the standard British Railways logo, which was technically wrong because although these coaches had standard BR logo design, it didn't have British Railways written in them. It had 5305 Preservation Group, I believe, written inside, something along those lines. So Jake had to essentially make a custom logo to be placed on the side of these. So that's what he did, and he updated them to have the custom logo much later on. But I know that he spent a good majority of the time working on these reskins. He did a pretty good job of them, to be fair. So it's a good on him for doing it. So is there any other photos of his support coaches within?
No,
this?
it's just the one I put in there because there was
okay.
a lot of them that he'd done.
Yeah, because he also did Bitton's support coach and Nunnery Castle's support coaches. Bitton's was Blood and Custard, and Nunnery Castle's was chocolate and cream. These again, support coach series that Jake does, I think, is really quite good because I know that people enjoy them. You know, I know that there is people out there who really do like the support coach, and it's good that he's carrying on doing them because the popularity on coach reskins seem to be pretty high. And if I'm going to be brutally honest with you, and I never thought that this would be the case, I personally feel that the coach reskins are probably the most popular reskins that British Locomotive Studios have done because for some reason they tend to get the most downloads, don't they, Jordan? The coaches seem to always prove really popular, don't they?
Well, I can't really tell because we can't see the download numbers. But they do seem popular.
You know, but coaches, you know, people like their coaches. And that's good. You know, if you love your coaches, then fantastic. You know, that's good. You know, so it's interesting. It's interesting that the coaches get the most downloads, and it's good that we keep doing them, isn't it? Really, kind of expanding the range, aren't we?
Just need Jake to get the patches done for him.
Yeah. So at the moment, just disclaimer if anyone's watching, as Jordan said here, a lot of these coaches do not work anymore. Well, not with the latest updated version of the AP coaches, because AP have updated it to have tread brake physics, so it actually breaks all of these reskins, and they all need bin files updated. But at the moment, we're sort of going through that, aren't we, Jordan, the coaches, and
Yeah.
Jake's going to get on to doing the rest of them eventually. He's done the vintage trains ones, but there is a disclaimer on the website for the ones that are broken, so that's all good, isn't it?
Moving on, we got the Kent weekend vlog.
This was another vlog that both Steve and Lewis was not there for.
Are you noticing a pattern, guys?
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah,
Well,
so
you live so far away, can't help that.
We're gonna have to do our own, Lewis.
Yeah.
yeah.
Us up
that.
north.
Yeah. The northern BLS trip with
The
you
northern
guys.
It's just us two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan's near enough, isn't he? Birmingham.
He's probably near enough. So this was the Kent Train Weekend 2023. So again, this was another different vlog. It was something a bit different, wasn't it, Jordan? Because this was the BLS team, well, half of the BLS team in a sense, driving a miniature steam locomotive.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah, so it's not us walking around old railway lines. It's
and this is your loco, isn't it? This
Yeah.
7.25-inch gauge, Lady Anne, which to be honest, she's sort of become quite a symbol of BLS quite recently, hasn't she? You know, it's because not only did she make an appearance in this vlog, but she actually ended up making an appearance in one of our members only videos as part of the celebrations of the 1K.
Yeah.
So it's just sort of become a bit of a symbol of BLS. Yeah, a mascot in a sense, isn't it?
In some ways,
pretty
yeah.
Good. I think it's quite cool. You know, it's a nice thing, isn't it, Jordan? You know, that your engine has sort of in a way become a sort of symbol now, isn't it? But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think it was interesting for me because I don't really know how to fire a steam loco.
Well, the original idea was for you to just come down and have a go, and then Mr. Arnold decided he wanted to join in, and so did Dan. Yeah,
and it was brilliant. I really enjoyed it, and it was great to learn how like a steam engine worked in the means of like firing and the water and stuff like that. And we made a weekend of it as well, didn't we? Because you know, we had a nice sort of weekend out in like Faversham and stuff as well, which was a good laugh. And it was a great weekend. I really enjoyed it. So it's one that I don't think that it will be forgotten, will it? Really?
No. No, we had the. I think it was, what was it? The Saturday was the Friday was basically Model Railway Day.
Yep.
Saturday was the day with Lady Anne, and then Sunday, the day you and Dan went home, was Faversham Transport Festival. So we got a little look around that as well.
Yeah, so we got three things in one.
Yeah, three bits, three activities, as it were.
Yeah. Again, anyone who hasn't watched that vlog, I recommend going and have a look. It's a good one, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
It's a good one.
Next on the list is something that Lewis has released.
Yes.
This is coming over to Ludge now. There we are.
Yep. Probably the biggest thing I released in 2023.
Probably, I think it is. Yeah.
Didn't it have something like 19 reskins or something?
I think it was like, I don't know. It's definitely in the double. It's in the double digits.
Yeah. But there was a crazy amount of reskins. So what inspired you to do these reskins, Lewis? What was the main thing that kind of made you want to do specifically EWS 37.4s?
Because EWS had a little habit of just not really keeping their 37s very presentable. So they kind of just did anything. There's like stickers of like the Welsh flag on the front of a couple of them. I think there's even one of them, which is probably 427, which literally has the words Canton and then a number, but it's got Canton something written on it, like with someone's just like just wrote something with the finger, you know.
Yeah.
And basically it's just all the variants of 37s, particularly towards the end of the 37's life with EWS, so 2008ish, 9ish. They just kind of were really weird. Like 425 and 401 had bonnet-mounted horns.
Yeah, so you basically went into a lot of research into this to get stuff as accurate as possible, even down to little details, you know, like
which should be visible on the screenshots, assuming Jordan put the right ones in.
No, that's not my screenshot. That's Beeman.
I know that one isn't, but what about the ones I sent you?
No, I didn't put them in.
Yeah, see how it is? No. You're going to have to go look yourself, guys.
Yeah,
That's
go
the
and
idea.
look yourself.
Go
Yeah,
get the pack.
yeah, go and get it, and you'll see all these
Yeah,
details.
stop sitting there on your chair watching this, and go to the BLS thing and just install it.
Yeah,
Have these been updated, Lewis?
Yes, yeah, that is something that did happen because what happened a couple months ago now?
Yeah,
When the
this
37 pack was updated.
yeah, this was a bit of a I'm gonna say shitter of 2023 was the update to the 37 pack, which is all well and good.
That's going to come
obviously.
across really bad. It was a good
Yeah,
update.
yeah.
It was a good
It,
update.
it was a good update. I'm not gonna slate AP because they have done a really good update, but it's in the sense that it was a pain for those who had made reskins for the previous version, because what happens is if you've made reskins of previous versions of the AP 37s, is when you update the pack, it ended up breaking all of the third-party reskins of 37 because the scripting has been changed to have horn factor and clag factor. Well, no, clag factor was already there. Sorry, turbo factor.
And horn factor, if you mentioned it.
And this caused a bit of a.
No doubt we'll get to the main thing that went wrong,
Yeah.
but it didn't affect this pack either. Well, no, it did affect it because I think this pack had really only just like been released pretty much quite recently,
Yeah.
and then I had to go through about what we'll say about 18 bin files, all fixing them.
Yeah, and that was the big issue, was going through all of our 37 packs and updating them to work with the new AP update. So it was a lot of work.
You're welcome for that, by the way. I did it all in one night.
Yeah, thanks for that, Lewis. But yeah, you did a really good job of that. But it was a lot of work, wasn't it, Jordan, to do that? And that was something that really did kind of make us go like, oh God, you know?
Well, it made you
Weren't it?
go completely, I'm going to
Yeah.
say ape
Yeah,
shit.
'cause
But then
I
it's just
I
like,
was-
yeah, but at the
I
end of
was
the day, it's...
panicking.
Yeah,
I
but
was panicking.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it is a case of it wasn't just us; it was everybody. So there's no reason to panic because.
And I do believe what happened is while you were panicking, going about saying what we're going to do now, we have to take stuff off, we have to do this, we have to do that.
Lewis fixed them.
I'm pretty sure I'd already fixed a couple of them
Pretty
already
much,
as you were doing that. Yeah.
Yeah. I must admit, I got extremely scared and nervous over that, didn't I?
Yeah, because you were like, oh, we got to take them down, put notices up, and as I said, but by then I'd already fixed a couple, and I was like, yeah, I have fixed them.
Well, because that's another thing is when we get like complaints, like if something is broken or something, or complaints, it always falls on to me and Deverson most of the time, doesn't it, to sort out, doesn't it, Jordan?
Yeah, but then again, half the time we get problems with the 37s or the Mark 1 coaches. It's a case of at the minute is, yeah, we're fixing them. You got to bear with us.
Yeah. I think
it's not a lot you can do about it, or just don't update the pack.
The problem with me is I'm a bit of a perfectionist, aren't I, Jordan? I always have to have everything perfect, don't I? And this is the issue. Nothing is perfect.
Is it just me, or is he cutting out?
You're
Might just be
always
me.
going to have fallbacks. So, yeah. But we got round it, didn't we? We fixed the issue. We thanks to Lewis, all of our 37s now work. And also I want to put a thank you out there to Matilda, who helped out with the /6s.
The Y-pack fitted ones, yeah.
The Y-pack fitted 37s.
Because that's where I struggled, because it's because the Y-packs aren't supported anymore. So they were already outdated even when the new update came out, so they just didn't want to work properly.
Yeah, so it was a lot of work, but we got round it, and that's the main thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what's next?
Something that's a bit bittersweet.
Yes. The gateway to so much potential, I like to call this.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was the most advanced piece of kit that we released in 2023, without a doubt.
It's just a pity the man behind it is not here right now.
Yeah. Now this 31 D5583 Stratford Major Depot. This was sort of a reskin that, I mean, I remember messaging Will about it. I was in Norfolk at the time, funnily enough, and I was just looking at random old photos of diesel locos, and I came across this, and I thought, you know what, I really like that livery on the 31. Will, what do you think of this? Do you fancy doing this? And he goes, oh, that's actually quite a nice livery. That's quite a nice version. Well, we should make that, yeah. He goes, you know what I'm going to do? I'm gonna make that, and I'm going to try and make this 31 the best I can possibly do. And boy, did
He
he do
succeeded
that.
in that. He
He did
succeeded in that.
Yeah, definitely.
So he made 3D builder's plates, 3D depot plates, 3D nameplates, 3D headboards. The headboards scripted.
Yeah, he learned how to script, you know.
Yeah, and again, you know, this is all thanks to Matthew Wilson of Vulcan Productions, because he had some involvement with this as well. He helped Will out with the scripting and learning how to do it.
Yeah, so Will
And-
scripted it all, but with advice.
With advice,
from Matthew Wilson.
yeah. And you know, it was gonna be the gateway into some next gen content by
Oh,
British
I
Open
also
Studios.
did the texturing for the headboards.
Yes, yeah, because Lewis, you did the text.
How many headboards there's? I remember me and Will just one night we just spent about an hour looking at photos of every, noting down every single headboard it carried, and I would add it to the list. And you know.
Yeah, there's quite a few in there.
I still love this thing. I just absolutely love it. I can't get enough of it. It's just got so much to offer for anyone. But it also makes me kind of sad because unfortunately
We'll get to that. You know, we'll get.
Well,
to
this
that.
is what we're getting onto.
We're gonna mention that when we get to the other 37 pack.
Yeah. So can we? Are we going to move on to that in a minute? Are we?
What other 37 pack was that?
EPS.
Oh yeah, that'll be in here at some point.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when we'll discuss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So next up, I thought I'd stick it in here.
Yes.
Three of you
Transport
lot went to Transport Tech.
Yeah, I enjoyed this because
I really did. Yeah.
I've never been to anything like this before, and I thought it was really, really cool. It's basically what it is it was made into like where you get model railway exhibitions, like Worley at the NEC in Birmingham, the National Railway exhibition. You know, model railway exhibition. Everybody knows what that is. I mean, if you don't, then go and look at it, I suppose. But yeah, Worley's National Model Railway exhibition, but in Roblox form. That's basically what this is. So this is all of the transport developers. Well, I wouldn't say all of them, but some of the transport developers for Roblox coming together for an exhibition, showing off their stand, showing off their models and games, you know, advertising their games. It's basically designed for anyone who's interested in transport simulators or simulation type games within Roblox, that you can go and have a look around and see which one. Which I thought was a really, really cool idea. Experience, isn't it?
It was very good. It was very good. I think it lasted for a few days or something like that.
Yeah, it lasted a weekend. It was a full weekend, proper event, and yeah, it was an exciting experience. I'll definitely be going to again.
Yeah.
Next time.
Yes, I think this was the first year it got hosted by Mac.
Yeah, Hesterkin Workshops. Yeah, it was really good. I fancy going next year.
Oh, this year.
Oh, this year.
It'll be this year.
Yeah, it'll be this year now.
So what we got next? The big one for 2023.
Yeah, so this was I would say not the most advanced piece of content that we released in 2023, because that goes to 31, but it's probably the biggest. Like,
it's the most anticipated. It was the most anticipated
we've been working
release.
on for years. Yeah. This has been in production for it must have been in production for about 3 years at least, wasn't it, Jordan, or something like that?
I don't know. It's been in production way before my time with BLS.
Yeah, it must have been about 3
Yeah,
years.
before my time, just to show how long it's been. Yeah.
Yeah, 3 years. So originally, this was started up by me, Will Braddock, and John Astley, and original North York Moors or Whitby Pickering Heritage Railway as it was newer track, newer foliage, etc. And although a lot of people were anticipating this and really excited for it, there was a lot of work involved with this. One of the first things that was done when we started this was obviously getting permission by Andy, the original route author, to do this revamp. It was very kind of him to do that, to give us the permission. And then we contacted the North York Moors Railway themselves because we wanted to actually use the North York Moors Railway name instead of using the Whitby Pickering Heritage Railway, because originally the original route didn't have the right to use the NYMR name. But when we contacted them, they were okay with it. And I think there's reasons behind why all them years ago NYMR didn't let Andy have that name. I believe it was because they were working on a train sim add-on themselves or something along those lines, but it never happened. So they were okay with it now because that never happened. But yeah, so it had so much work. To be honest, if I spoke about all the work that was done to this route, I would probably be here forever because there was so much done to it. Track work was practically relaid in some places because the track swap didn't go too well, and a lot of the embankments stuff needed altering and stuff like that. So a lot of it needed a lot of messing about, which took forever. The foliage work, which was mostly done by Will, he spent hours and hours on end doing the foliage work, and I remember he was proper burning himself out over it. There was a lot of blood, sweat, and tears with this route, put it that way. And I remember I mostly focused on the towns, stuff like Pickering and stuff like that. And then John Astley mainly focused on distant scenery, which was removing the 3D trees, which were notorious for frame rate problems, and replacing them with 2D ones, which again was a long process. Everything about this route was a long process. Even texture changes to the ground texture was a long process. Because when you change the ground textures, some ground textures changed to concrete when they were meant to be filled. So we had to go around respraying some of the ground textures on some of the route. And this is what some people don't really tend to realise is the amount of work that went into this. Yes, there's quite a few Kuju assets still about around the route, but we felt that we wanted to keep some of those in just to keep the difference in colours. So you've got like because you do, in real life, you have trees and bushes in all different shapes and sizes, all different colours. They're never the same colours, are they, Steve?
Crikey, no.
Never the same colours. So we thought, you know what, we're going to keep some of the Kuju assets in there, just sort of give that sort of mix of colours in. So there's a reason behind everything with this, because I know we had some people moaning about us using Kuju stuff, but, you know, at the end of the day, it was our decision. We felt that it made the route look good by having the different colours. So, you know, if some people don't like it and it's not for you, it's not for you. You know, everyone's entitled to their own opinion at the end of the day, aren't they, Steve? You know, and
Yeah, oh yes, definitely.
But I think it turned out to be a success, and I know that played a part in this as well, Steve. Remember the is it the Lidl reskin? Not plonked in there for Lidl. Because you did this a long time ago. This was actually for a route that never got released.
That's right. Yes, it was.
Yeah. So, because it never got released with the route that that it was meant to come with, I thought, you know what, it's actually perfect to package into here because there is actually a Lidl at Pickering, so it fit really quite well. Yeah. So lots of work, lots of oh, there was just loads going on with it. Reskins as well. We had reskins being done. I know, Lewis, you did some reskins of 37s for this, didn't you?
Yep, 264.
264 in its 2022 condition, which had the rubbed out numbers and stuff like that, which was pretty good.
Actually being repainted right now in real life, so it's gonna have to be another one.
Yeah, do you know, I've just remembered. Actually, I'm not going to give away any spoilers, but we have actually got some add-ons that we want to add to the North York Moors in the future. I'm not going to give any spoilers away though. But yes, we had the reskins. We had Will Braddock, who did the North Star Class 47 reskin as well. That came with it. And 2 Class 25s, which was fantastic. He originally did these for UK Train Sim, but obviously UK Train Sim was closing down, and it was like, well, Mark, would you like some of your reskins to come with the North York Moors route? And he was like, you know what, that's a cracking idea. Yeah, sure. And then I asked him, would you like them to be remastered a little bit? You know, is it okay if we alter them, put 3D nameplates on, stuff like that? Which he was really grateful that we offered to in a sense revamp his reskins and put these 3D nameplates on to make them better. And that's what we did. Yeah, so again, it's work, isn't it? Can you guys see how much work went into this? You know, I think Jordan, Steve, and Lewis, you know, there's so much, isn't there?
Yep.
You know,
It's all the tiny little things that people don't really see or don't really realize go on that make the job quite.
yeah.
Right, we done with North Yorkshire Moors?
Has Steve died just then?
Well,
No,
I'm
yeah.
thinking Discord's having issues
Yeah.
tonight because
Yeah.
I'm getting a
Yeah.
lot of cutting out on people.
Yeah. Yeah. See,
Yeah,
I thought
me
I thought
too,
it was
actually.
just me, but if it's everyone, then yeah.
Yeah, I think Discord's having a wobbly tonight.
Yeah, I was
Right.
thinking the same. I thought, oh, this is my internet, but obviously
I
not.
thought it was the same with me.
Yep. Same.
So if there is technical difficulties, do apologise for what.
Yeah.
Right, moving on.
On to the next.
I just want to say quickly what we said about earlier about waffling. We're halfway through and we've been going an hour.
Oh, blimey.
Right,
We are then.
fingers out.
Video sim. This
Ah,
was the brainchild of Lewis, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Yep.
So, give us the ideas behind it and the inspirations.
Right. Do you want the honest thing?
Well, let's go on then. Let's go for that.
Was kind of fed up of seeing Sam put all the Roblox footage on YouTube in these unseen footage videos.
Oh God.
So I came with the
yeah.
idea, right?
Yeah.
Right, we obviously want it to be released, but it's boring just putting it all there. So I said, why don't we just do like a video track style thing, and you can narrate over it. And you really liked the idea, didn't you, Jordan?
Yeah. But it was a lot of convincing to Sam to get it into the format it currently is.
Yep.
Can you remember that conversation?
Yeah, I can remember what ended up happening or nearly happened from that.
yeah. So the format it's in is actually, to be honest, is exactly the format it's been from the get-go anyway. But the format I was going to do it in was doing a different sim each episode. So you'd have Roblox in one episode, TS in another episode, and Train Sim World in another episode. But it was your idea, Jordan, wasn't it, to merge them together into one?
Correct.
So you get multiple different platforms into one issue.
So so the idea was
yeah.
it's one video, but has something for everyone, because not everyone plays Train Sim Classic, or not everyone plays Roblox. Someone might play 2 of the 3 games we've got on there, but there's something there for everyone.
Yeah, and it's worked out extremely well. I think the feedback we've got
It's a
from
very,
it,
very popular idea.
yeah, it's really done well, and we've got some good reception from it.
Which we should probably say, yes, we are behind on the thing. That's mainly due to Sam having COVID.
Yeah, unfortunately, issue 3 is going to be late now because I was ill at a critical time when technically me and Lewis should have really been editing it. But, you know, at the end of the day,
It is being edited. It is.
it is
Yeah.
being looked at.
What
and
one's this? Is it November, December?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
November, December, yeah. It's
Oh, actually, no, it's not, because December goes with January, so it's October, November.
Oh, October, November.
yeah, so we are a bit behind, but again, you know, this goes back to like the Norfolk Moors we're talking about. There's a lot of work that goes into this. So much editing work. So it's gonna take time. And I think that's the way we've got to look at it. It's gonna take time whatever we do with it. So we can't really stress if it's gonna be late out or late releasing, it's gonna be late, isn't it, Jordan? You know, it's not an easy thing to edit. I mean, you've seen the timeline and how
Yeah.
much
Oh,
work
yeah.
has to be put in. It's not.
Oh, I think he's gone again.
But
We
when
love
it's
Discord.
done-
Yep.
Yeah.
When it's
When it's done.
it performs.
Yeah. So I've added this one in again. It was just another little thing. This was more towards the end of last year. I'll say the end. It was October, November. You've done another video of Philip's route with more of an update to it, and the Birdbrook section of the line
Yeah, so
with a
this
bit more
was,
scenery.
yeah, this was really cool because I actually visited the section of line that me and you walked in the vlog,
Mm.
and that's why I really wanted to do this section, and I'm really glad that Philip did it. But again, you know, this comes on to what I said when we first started mentioning the route is I will eventually do some more videos on this. It's just getting some of the requirements to put it in its best light.
Yeah, and this video shows it in its current form, the route that's been released, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I believe it's had an update to is it in the future? So yeah. But there we go.
So we're moving into the 1K realm now.
And look at that. As I said, this was the members only Faversham Creek branch video, wasn't it? This was what this was part of.
Yeah.
And this is the Lady Anne, basically, wearing the BLS 1K headboard, which I still haven't got here, and I need.
Nope, it's in my shed at the moment.
Oh, yes, you've got it then.
Oh, I've got it. Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, so it will be put up on my wall on display. So that's the plan,
Yeah.
isn't it?
So hopefully, nope, I've not got it all wrong. I was hoping it was going to be the 1K emblem next.
That's okay. But I mean, this is what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
And that is a sad photo.
Yeah.
That is a sad photo.
The UKTS. R.I.P.
Yeah.
That is
Over
it.
20 years, can you believe that?
Can't believe it. 2001. Look.
Yep. That's when it
Wow.
started.
So when MSTS came out.
Yeah.
Yep. Because that was the main platform that UKTS catered for originally, Microsoft Train Simulator, and then it just sort of started to cater for other sims much later on. Yeah. There it is.
So yeah,
Here we go.
still going into 1K territory.
Yeah. So this was the Heston Workshops Open Day, the 1K celebration open day. which Lewis, it was quite good, wasn't it? I mean, it was something that I felt should be quite a big part of the 1K this year. Well, last year even, 2023. I keep saying this year, but I think it's very important to do this because the lads on the Grand Continental Railways have been very kind to BLS in sort of allowing them to become a part of their GCR universe. And
Yeah.
we've now got a company called Locomotive Rail Leasing.
Which, if you've been watching Video Sim, you'll
be able
you'll
to
recognise that.
find out more about it through that. But yeah, so they've been very kind to us to let us into their game and kind of get involved in a sense with both sort of volunteering in a sense and, you know, giving us our own company. Because they said that they appreciated us playing their game and advertising their game.
As well as providing a few sounds, you know.
And we provide a few sounds for their locomotives and rolling stock. Yeah, and you know, in return, they've given us this, you know, this sort of partnership in a sense, isn't it, Lewis? Sort of degree, which is brilliant, and we really enjoy playing it, don't we? And the guys are really kind.
Yep.
So yeah, and it was a good event. It was good. When it ran smoothly, because I mean it did have its ups and downs. It had a bit of a bad start, the event, but when it got going, the lads put on a really good show, didn't they, for the open day? Yeah. Hey, there is the logo I made. Yeah, there is the badge.
Yeah, so just want to take this opportunity to thank everyone for subscribing to our YouTube channel. We want to keep building what we've got going, so please comment, like, subscribe on these videos and any videos that you watch on BLS. We love hearing your feedback, replying to you, and yeah, just even some ideas that you can put towards us, we can try and implement onto future videos.
It was a milestone that we never thought we'd reach, was it, lads? Really, just something that we never thought we'd get to.
No, I'd thought we'd get there, but I didn't think we'd get there as quickly as we did.
Nah, yeah.
It did rocket up.
When me and Steve and Will started British Locomotive Studios all them years ago in 2017, I mean, we never thought it would get to this point, did we, Steve?
Oh, good gracious, no.
No. We just never thought we'll get to 1,000 subscribers and all of this stuff, all this lovely stuff on the website, and you know, just it's come so far since 2016, and it really did kick off in 2020. That was the golden year, really, from when BLS started getting noticed, wasn't it, Steve?
Yeah, yes, it probably was actually. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just been brilliant. I've enjoyed every second of it. Don't get me wrong, we've had some stressful times. It's not easy. It's not easy running development team. Really isn't. It can be extremely stressful. You know, people have put it this way. We've had staff members crying, you know, because it's been that hard, hasn't it, Steve?
Speak for yourself.
You know. Yeah. It is a very difficult challenge. Run a development team in any
Sorry.
sim.
That's me.
Hydration.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I just thank everyone for it. I just thank everyone for the support. I just can't believe we got to the 1,000. You know, it's something that I've wanted for years. So, hey ho, we got there.
1,500 next.
1,500. Yeah, I'll take a few years, I think.
Don't say that.
No. I'm with Jordan on this. These things, the
Never
more
say
people
never.
that see them, the quicker they grow.
Exactly, that's what I was saying. The more we can do video-wise and people commenting and liking the videos, it just puts our channel out there in the algorithm more.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at we are.
No, I've seen this and look at this.
Yeah. I mean, we are at 1,120 at the moment.
Oh Oh,
So-
blimey, that's gone up.
There you go.
So
Yeah,
don't count your chickens yet.
That's pretty good.
Quick, get the eggs in the incubator.
Yep. So we can finally get Steve involved now.
Oh dear.
You remember this, Steve?
Oh yes, I sweated a lot over this. Yes.
Yeah, so
The
we
Halloween special.
the Halloween special of 2023. Because we had a really, really crap Halloween special in 2022, didn't we?
Did we have one?
We did, yeah. I did it on my own.
Oh, that
Ah,
explains
that
it.
explains it.
There you go.
Yeah, I did a little retro review of the old Trains classic DLC, Trains versus Zombies.
Oh yeah, now I know.
Yeah.
I know. Now it rings a bell.
Yeah, because I was like, oh god, we've got to keep up the tradition of doing a Halloween special every year. What do? So I just literally just whipped Trains vs Zombies up, and I was like, that'll do, you know. And so I did a review on that. But yeah, so we wanted to do something a little bit bigger because we didn't really give anyone a nice Halloween special last year, did we? Compared to our 2021 meetup sort of live stream. So me and you, Steve, just one day just messaged each other and said, shall we make a Halloween DLC out of our Whitwell route?
Yeah, let's do
Yeah.
it.
Let's do it. Let's see what happens.
I'm feeling spooky.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was a good fun. It was good fun, wasn't it?
Yeah,
We
We had a good giggle.
Yeah, it was,
For anyone who wants to put a Halloween scene or something together for whatever reason, there's quite a few now Halloweeny assets in that particular setup that we used on that Halloween route.
yeah.
That are quite good, and a little bit of weathering that you put in there when you did the video with the fog and the mist and the backing music. It really did turn out looking quite good. Although its performance as far as downloads etc. was a little disappointed, but
Yeah.
hey ho.
Yeah.
I suppose when you think about it, it's a very niche sort of a niche sort of what can you
Thing.
call it? Thing, yes,
Yeah.
a very nichey thing. But I mean, we had a lot of fun, and every now and again, somebody will go, "Oh, I could just do with something to represent," and there'll be an asset there that might be of some use.
Yeah. What was the assets? Did you find them difficult to make? Was there any challenging parts of them? What's the most?
No, there was not no. I mean, the time constraint was the biggest thing because obviously we decided to do it sort of. We were like second week into October when we decided to do it.
Yeah,
So
because we literally had about 4 weeks to do it.
yeah, to get it all boxed off and that, and making an assets and texturing it and what have you takes an incredible amount of time, far more time than you actually realise until you actually start doing it.
Yeah. I'm quite proud of what we did though, because think about it. You did all the assets, I did the scenarios and stuff, and the alterations to the route, and we did that in a month.
Yeah.
That's something to be proud of.
We
I think.
both worked really hard on that to get so excited over that. But yeah, as I said, it was a shame it wasn't it didn't kick off as well as it did on the downloads. But there you go, the assets are all there now. All the work is done, so anybody needs them, well, you know where to find them.
Yeah.
And this
here
is
we
where
go.
we wanted to talk about, wasn't it?
Yeah.
This
When
Yeah.
when Discord doesn't want to play a wobbly.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 I was
Yeah.
saying this is where we start ranting.
Yeah. So this was a shame because we removed and discontinued the EPS Class 37 pack for a reason, because we was actually redoing them.
Yeah, so this is the thing. Two things kind of happened at the same time, pretty much, with this, that just caused it to never happen, sadly. Well, I wouldn't say never. It might happen one day, but it was not happening at the time.
No.
So, I suppose I should talk about the original EPS pack and how it was...
yeah.
I wasn't that happy with it, mainly due to the fact it's just all textured on, which at the time was like, yeah, that's cool, but it's like... Well, it's like when you look at that compared to other stuff on other sites or even on BLS, it's like it's not that good. So I wanted to redo it, and obviously now that Will could do models and all that, and it was like cool, let's do that. And then of course he did the 31, so it's like, oh, what else can we do? And as shown in the teaser posts that were on Facebook at the time. I don't know if this, have they removed them now?
No, they are still there. They
No,
should
so they're
be
still
uploaded
there.
back. Yeah.
I mean, are we going to say what it was going to include?
So yeah, so the what it was going to include, it was going to include 3D ETH jumper cables, which was one of the big things, because obviously being painted on the freaking reskin was a bit, well, old-fashioned, wasn't it, Lewis?
Yeah.
So it was going to include those. It was going to include a couple of new pipes on the buffer beam, which made it more realistic to the prototypes.
I think they were multi-work cables.
Yeah, multi-work cables. And we was going to have working lights. So the big spotlights at the top were going to actually work, and they were working. Like they were
The
working
thing is, we
brilliantly.
got this pack literally ready to release. It was
Yeah.
working. It had changeable headboards, which I did the texturing for again. Everything was fine, about to release it, and then I don't remember what order it was, but an update was released by AP, as we've
Yep.
already mentioned.
Yep.
And
So we had to do that.
like it broke the other 37s, but it was fixable, just quick bin file alteration. It just absolutely wrecked this pack.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, and unfortunately, it's got to that point where it's got so much work to fix it, and unfortunately, Braddock.
Yeah, so
Um,
Discord just died again there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what basically he was saying is that so the AP update broke it, which it was like, okay, well we can fix it. I fixed the bin files. The bin files are all working, so the actual things work, but the interchangeable headboards and the spotlights don't work because the original key, which was used to turn the lights on, which I think it was Control H, is now used to change the horn.
Yeah.
So that overwritten broke it. So and then it was like then it was really up to Will to re-script it. But then what happened? So
Then, unfortunately, his game corrupted, and he lost all of his work, everything, pretty much, everything he was working on for 2023 from BLS. Lost it all.
which sadly included the original scripts for this.
Yeah. And that was the biggest flaw with 2023, was the loss of all of that data. And that's where, unfortunately, even though the 31 was supposed to be that gateway into next-gen content, we couldn't bring that to you guys because of this problem.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
obviously Will, as you would, got put right off to TS, you know?
yeah. He was very upset, which is understandable.
So there was meant to be a lot more this year, really. I mean, if Let's Out never happened, I can just think of the amount of stuff that actually would have been released.
Yeah.
That was this like next gen stuff.
Yeah, because I mean, don't get me wrong, we did try and substitute it because it's quite a recent release of nameplates, which I believe are in this podcast as well. That was supposed to be a part of the content that was going to be released this year. It was supposed to be a massive upgrade to the South Devon Diesels pack, which sadly didn't happen. So there's a lot of stuff that didn't happen this year that should have happened.
Yeah, and it may happen one day. I'm not ruling it out. But for the short term future, it doesn't look like this pack is getting released for the short term future.
No, but never say never, because
No. Speaking long term, it may do one day.
yeah, never say never. It might be revisited. Right, next.
Next, we've got Dan's reskin in TSW.
Yep. So TSW reskin. We did a couple of these. This was Dan's first Train Sim World reskin. he decided to reskin an 8F into an 06, which were used by the LNER, which are basically LNER's equivalent of an 8F. And yeah, it's in its sort of wartime black livery with LNER lettering. And for a first reskin, he did a really good job of it. Put like details on the buffer beam and stuff like that. And yeah, it's quite a nice bit of kit. Again, to obtain this, you can actually go on the BLS website and look into our TSW content. And if you click on that, there is actually a link to Dan's Creators Club account where you can go and download this. So it's, yeah, worth looking at.
And then we've got his Black 5 mod. Was it number plates he done?
Yeah. So these are the unique Black 5s with red and blue number plates. The blue number plates, I believe, are Scottish region number plates, and the red was worn by 45212, I believe, at the Keighley and Worth Valley Railway for a short period of time. It's not it's quite a rarity. Like, it's not really something you usually see on a Black 5, but it has been worn in the past, and it's just something that Dan thought, you know what, I'm going to recreate this. Why not? Just one night, he just thought, stuff it. I'll just make a couple of reskins, and that's basically what it is, isn't it, Jordan? Really?
Yeah.
Not really too much more to say about it.
Well, next then we've got another one. I'm guessing this one was from Jake.
Yeah. So this is the Vintage Trains GUV. Again, another highly anticipated piece of content, which people wanted as soon as the Vintage Trains coaching stock pack came out in 2022. This is something that people really wanted, was the Vintage Trains GUV to come with that. And it took a long while to do this. One of the main issues with this was it's using the South Wales Coastal GUV, which doesn't have any sound. So the bogies don't have any sound, which was a bit of a problem. So thanks to Jake Fuller of Fuller Simulations, he actually helped out and put Armstrong Powerhouse bogie sounds coach packs onto this GUV to match with the Vintage Trains coach pack. So then you don't get, obviously, a random difference in sound when it's running along. And yeah, it took a long while to get this thing out, to be honest, a bit longer than should have done. But it's finally out there and people can go and get it now, and that's the main thing. Right. Class 20s, TSW. These were done by Will. So these are Will Braddock's. So this was like, he had an obsession at the beginning of 2023 of making a load of reskins of Class 20s. And yeah, this was just something he did in his spare time. He just went, you know what, I'm going to make a load of Class 20 reskins. I really enjoy Class 20s. I enjoy the livery editor in TSW. I'm going to make pretty much every livery possible. And he did that. Again, these are all obtainable by Will Braddock's Creators Club account. So you can go and see his range of different liveries. And considering the limitations of TSW livery designer, he did a really good job on these reskins. Lewis, 37508.
Ah, yes, the thing that I really thought would be running by now, but there we are.
So what was the inspiration of this?
The real life one that appeared on a photo at Burton-on-Trent.
Yeah, so this was a locomotive that had been outshopped at Burton-on-Trent. Not many people had seen it because you can't get anywhere near Nemesis Rail, can you, really, to get anywhere
Apart
up
from
close
the people
to it?
who have.
Well, yeah, apart from, like, I don't know, staff or railwaymen. But we managed to find like 1 or 2 leaked photos of this loco, didn't we, online?
And that was enough. It was like, right, let's just do it before anyone else does, basically, is what the idea for this was.
Yeah, and you did it well, and you put LED lights on it and stuff.
Yes, because it's X37606, which is an XDRS one, so it used to have Y packs. And I think, to be honest, I think that's why it's not running in real life right now, is because they've basically in a way, downgraded the light system. So there's a lot of paperwork.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Network Rail, like, ooh, is the lights proper? That's
Yeah,
probably why it's not running. But yes, it's got, because I think we found out that 508 hasn't actually got the proper rail freight livery, does it? It's like a different variant.
It's very slightly different. It's something to do with the doors, isn't it? Something
Yeah, there's like yellow where there would normally be grey, and the whole thing itself is a bit lighter.
Yeah. So it's got some inaccuracies to the real livery in real life, and you've replicated that in the train
Yeah.
sim. Yeah.
So like, it's accurate to the real 508, but then 508 isn't accurate to the proper rail freight livery. So,
So it's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Here we are. Oh yes. Now this.
Yes, here's your alley.
Yeah, this. Now there's actually a really funny joke with this, because Jordan, you said to me, didn't you, that I absolutely rinsed this thing, didn't you, on the Facebook page?
Yeah.
Because a lot of the time I'd like announce like a release or something, and I'd put a few photos up and all that lot. And I think I ended up putting something like 40 photos of this when it got released. Weren't it, or something like that, Jordan?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was something like that. Because literally I took a load of photos of this thing, because it was my first reskin pack, which I was really proud of. And I did this with Will.
Yeah,
'cause
we could tell.
Yeah, he did the nameplates for me, which was kind of in blessing for 33109. And yeah, I really enjoyed making this. I got the sort of the nice faded blue, and like it was back in 2013. I kind of went for 109 back in 2013 at the ELR. And I liked the 33, the white window surrounds, because I actually drove 33108 on the Severn Valley Railway. So I wanted to create this livery purely because of that purpose, the fact that I've driven a 33 in this livery. So I was very proud of it, very proud to get it out. And I was just, you could tell I was excited. Yeah. This is Sam Arner's Cathedrals Express coach. It's basically a reskin of the Steam Dream RBR into the Cathedral Express variant, which before it was branded as Steam Dreams. This was a request that kept coming to us. There was constantly a request for the Cathedral Express RBR. Loads of people wanted this. So Sam Arner one day went and made this. He said he would do it, and he did it. And one of the main differences that also occurred when the Cathedrals Express coach came out was the use of I think it's a Golden Age development 3D boards, isn't it, Jordan, or something like that? Because I think this uses the Golden Age development pack as a requirement, although don't quote me on that. That's why it's got the 3D boards on the top. Yeah, so that was one of the new additions to this reskin, as is the Steam Dreams coach as well, which also got updated when this was released. So they've now got the 3D coach boards. Unfortunately, it's another one of those packs that won't work at the moment due to the AP update, but it will come and be updated eventually. So yeah.
Yeah.
And here is Dan's London Transport Class 20. We'll carry on talking about that. Yep. So Class 20 AP sound patch. This was something I wanted to be released because, well, this is probably the best London Transport 20 that we have. TS Classic, probably the only decent reskin of 2142 that's accurate, because you've got obviously the 4-character headcode box with the high intensity light. And I thought the sounds were so bad because they were using the IHH sounds. So one day I just approached Dan and said, look, can we make an AP sound patch for it? And then he just went, yeah, sure. And he just whipped it out, made a sound patch for it. And that is what you see today, and it improves it improves the experience of the LT Class 20 overall.
Very nice.
Yeah, and that's where we're going to end it.
There we go.
Brings us to now, very much.
Yeah, so there was quite a lot to talk about, considering that we didn't actually do as much content in 2023 as 2022, did we, Jordan?
No.
But there was a lot to talk about. We had a lot of history going on there in last year, didn't we?
Yeah, a lot of unseen stuff.
Yeah, and a lot of unseen stuff which never got released. So 2023 had some good stuff, but it also had some really bad, terrible issues, didn't it? Which was very sad. But hey ho, we got through it, and now it's onwards to the next year, isn't it? 2024.
Yeah, look out for some 37s.
Yeah, 37s.
You know from me, you know.
33s with ploughs.
Yeah, we've got a lot planned, haven't we, Jordan?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot to come for this year.
Okay then. So I think we should wrap it up there then, Jordan.
Yep, I think that's us done. So
yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. And yeah, comment, like, and subscribe. If you want us to do more BLS podcasts, let us know in the comments. It's a goodbye from me, Jordan, Steve, and Lewis.
Bye.
Bye.
bye-bye.